Okay, Dougie. So we got a not Patriot digest about the kickoff. It's been a little while since we've done one of these, but
Yes.
I figured it's me and you. It's a Friday night. Uh, Ricky's a little tied up, so I said, you know what? Let's just do this. Get some content out there. We haven't had content in a while. Look for our episode 83 from Big and Small to drop, if not later tonight, tomorrow, hopefully. But there's enough stuff going on right now that we figured we needed to at least get some information out there to the viewers. So without further ado, Dougie, I got my Bud Light. It's Friday night.
My water.
So, our Boston Celtics, not what they expected. Not what they expected. I mean, people would say, "Oh, they're going to win in 4." I thought they were going to have a pretty easy time with the Knicks because they just didn't have any problems all year long. But when your run and gun runs out of bullets, you got some problems, and they're not doing anything really significant to make any changes, and just keep going down there and chucking it up. But when you get two 20-point leads and you blow them in the playoffs, that's a problem. And that's where you got to look to the head coach. What do you think?
Well, I don't think the Knicks are beating the Celtics. I think the Celtics are beating themselves.
Totally.
The Knicks are just playing like just steady Eddie ball.
Right. No, you're right.
I mean, you're 25 for your last 100. And
I'm
that's just
good at math,
that's just in 2 games.
That's 25%.
I mean, game 2, your biggest. I don't know. I mean, Tatum can't score 13 points.
I mean, it happens.
But you need him to be the guy. Like I don't like Tatum is a good player. I don't think he's a great player because I don't think he has the ability to just take a game over and just will the guys to fucking win.
He's done it in the past.
Not in big spots.
I don't know. I mean, I hear you. It's like everyone's like reacting to the last game and 13 points and they lose, and I understand he's not like an alpha dog,
right? I mean, I don't put I blame it on everybody. I mean, I think it's like top down. So like these past 2 games, like not. This is what I've been saying ever. What happens if the threes don't fall in the playoffs?
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing is that's where I look at the head coach and it's like, dude, you got Porzingis is whatever's going on with him is going on with him. But he played the other night.
He's hurt. I guess he's having like breathing issues. Like he's like winded going up and down the court.
Yeah. I mean, they got to have some kind of offense that runs through a low post. Whoever that is, it could be Tatum. Put Tatum on the freaking foul line. Let him facilitate. It could be Horford. But you got to have some kind of low post guy like on the foul line where there's back cuts going on and he's distributing and you're getting easy buckets. Take the ball a hole. Like Jaylen Brown, he kind of has that alpha dog mentality, but he just turns it over too much to be a factor. He goes down there, does the same shit, goes into the lane, spins backwards. Some guy comes up from behind, tips it away. It's like, come on, man, get a new move. Yeah, I mean, the role players not doing their role. Like, Pritchard isn't being Pritchard. Hauser's like invisible. Horford's Horford's not playing that well. It's just a funk all at the same time. But the funny thing is, and you said it the other day, even Vegas has them still favored to win the series. Like they beat themselves. If they go out and play clean ball tomorrow, they win going away. If they play their game Even if they shoot 33% from three, they're going to blow them away. They've lost 2 games by a combined 4 points. So, I mean, and they played as bad as they could possibly play. So, I don't know. I think.
I mean, but Missoula and Missoula didn't change anything. At halftime, well, not halftime, but like when the game started, coming a little bit more different, like, nobody was just like, hey, like, why don't we change it up a touch? Like, no, just keep throwing them up. And then you go the other way, then you go to the analytics nerds and it's like, hey, eventually, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Eventually they gotta fall.
yeah, in the summer league when you're out of the playoffs. Yeah, it's you definitely need a plan B. I mean, that in that last play for Tatum to win the game, that was embarrassing. That was a joke. I mean, they should go look at film of when they're really clicking and the ball moves. The ball moves all over the place, and a guy gets an open look, and they make a bucket, whether that's a three or a two or whatever. They stop moving the ball. They stand around, and either Brown or Tatum take somebody 1-on-1, and it's either it works or it doesn't. If it ends up in a three, they've been missing. So it's they got to look in the mirror, nut up, and get it done. That's
So
all there is to it.
Celtics are still 5.5 point favorites in tomorrow's game.
I think they win tomorrow. I like them beating the spread. The Porzingis thing is concerning. Like, what is going on? Because they need that guy. You know what I mean? Like, physically, you worry about him getting some type of stupid injury, but now it's like a virus. He can't breathe. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I've been saying this for months now too. Is I don't think Jalen's here next year. I think he's gone.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a trade with Houston, bring him back with Udoka. I think Udoka would love to have him back. And I'd be okay. You know what? Honestly, I'd be all right with that because I don't think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player. He's a good, solid player, but he's not a difference maker in terms of winning championships versus not winning championships. I don't think he's a difference maker. Yeah, he won the MVP last year, the finals. He was. I mean, we talked about it, right? He threw up some crazy 3-pointer to win a game. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We all thought he lost the ball. It ended up going in, and that kind of catapulted him into the MVP for the finals. I mean, he was great in the finals last year, but the difference in this team, I think, is Holiday. Holiday is the straw that stirs the drink,
Okay.
and I think that he's the key. If you can get that guy going, doing his thing, allow him to create, like, he settles things down and gets a 2 or a 3 when things are going crazy. He needs to step back into that role. Derek White is he's clutch. I like him a lot. He hasn't been himself either. So, and Al Horford, you don't want to depend on a 38-year-old guy, but he has his role where he hits the 2 or 3 3-pointers when they leave him open, and that makes a difference in a game. And he hasn't been doing that. So, yeah, I mean, they're all not up to par yet. And they're still only lost by a combined 4 points. So all they do is got to be a semblance of themselves, and things will take care of itself, I think. I mean, obviously tomorrow's huge. Tomorrow's a must-win. I thought the last game was a must-win, but tomorrow they got to establish some dominance. They got to go in there tomorrow and smash the Knicks. They go in there tomorrow and smash the Knicks, I think the series is over. I really do.
Yeah, but they don't smash. Like, what's their smashing? 5 of 5 from three in their first 5 attempts. You know what I mean? Like, that's their smashing.
They got to play their game. The Knicks got them in this. They got them slowed down. They got them in a half-court offense, and it's stagnant. That's the Knicks have got them doing that, and they can't do that. They got to move. When they move, they crush people. That's it. They just got to move. Get that ball, get out in transition, find your spots, hit your shots, and smash them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do that tomorrow. They don't do that tomorrow, but they end up losing that game. They might get another one, and they end up losing the series with a brand new ownership. Let me ask you this: they lose this series. Missoula got a job next year?
I want to say no, just because I don't think Missoula's a good coach as a whole. Um, I don't know who else. Who else would you even bring in?
Oh, there's a lot of guys out there. You could elevate Sam Cassell.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you'd have your team would look drastically different if that was the case. Like I said, I don't think Brown's going to be here. Now you're going to have a new head coach. Porzingis, will he be here?
Who the hell knows? Guy might be retired.
So, I mean, at that point, like now Tatum's going to be the lone wolf and see if he can do it, unless they drastically do something to give him some type of.
No, I mean, if they trade Brown, they got to get something in return for him. It's the NBA. It's a money thing.
Yeah.
So they got to get some guy with some pretty good salary, which means he's got to be a pretty good player, whoever that is. I'd trade him straight up for like Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, but Leonard's old, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, but he's still got some juice. I don't know. There's a lot of situations. How about LeBron James? Would you bring him in?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right.
Oh my, LeBron James. The only reason you would do that is what Ricky was saying, is the only reason you would draft Shador is just to sell jerseys.
New ownership. New ownership in town. I mean, I'm sure the Celtics will have no problem selling jerseys, but who the hell knows? It's interesting. So, I mean, I'd like to believe that Missoula's coaching for his job because, you can take a look at it and say, okay, last year, who'd they play in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
Would they lose 2 games in the playoffs?
I think so, yeah.
Everybody just fell off. But if he goes out the second round this year, they might be looking at that. They might be saying, hey, maybe this isn't the guy,
I don't think he is the guy.
Doesn't call the right timeouts, doesn't have any type of half-court offense where they can get easy twos, doesn't have great inbound plays at the end of the game when it matters. I don't think people would be disappointed if he got fired.
No.
If they lost.
No.
I just think, I think he's over his head. And his attitude sucks. Like,
yeah, the
it's
I'm so good, the Bill Belichick bullshit-esque thing, like.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny when you win, but it's not really funny when you lose.
No.
Like the other night, he was saying, "Oh, you just got to make shots." Well, no, you just got to make some adjustments because you guys weren't making shots. You made 0 adjustments. I don't know. I think they're a good organization. I think the the ownership's stable. Even though they just stole it, I think it's stable. I like Stevenson in his role. Wick's still around, so I think they'll make the right moves. But gonna start tomorrow. To start tomorrow with a win. That's what they need.
We'll see. 3:30 tip-off tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Rick will be sending out the text, the bat signal.
Well, I got LPP out of town, so I'm wide open.
There it is.
Yeah.
So let's talk to the other
Elephant
national story.
Yeah.
Rafael Devers, which is
Yeah, I
really
don't.
only a story because some guy unfortunately tore every friggin' ligament in his knee.
Um, yeah, I mean, how do you go into the season with one first baseman?
Well, and just to preface this, I'm on Rafi's side.
You are.
Yeah, I'm not on the. I don't like the picture they're painting. Like I think I told you this before. You sign Bregman, you bring in your shiny new toy, you take him out of third base. Hey, you're gonna DH all this other stuff. Now another hole opens up, and everybody just looks at Rafi. Hey, you're gonna go play first, right? And now they're painting him out to be like the bad guy, not a team player. What happens if Bregman walks the end of this fucking season and doesn't come back? Then what are you gonna do? Ask Rafi to go back to fucking third?
Yeah, I mean that's. I agree with you there. And you said it earlier the year when Bregman came in. I agree with that. And they will, but
And
from a
you're like,
flip,
and you're listening to the sports talk during the day.
yeah.
You're hearing even the callers are like, he's not a fucking team guy. Like, get rid of him. All this other shit. And like, oh, if they were paying me $300 million, I'd clean the toilets. And I'm like, shut up.
Well, you know what? This is where I agree with him. Like, obviously, moving from third base to DH was an adjustment, and at the beginning of the year, he was like really struggling, and he worked
Yes,
his ass off. He figured it out, um, and now he's back to being Rafi, and so he's used to that. Now they want him to switch it up again. He's probably like, I went through hell getting back to where I need to be. Now you want me to do it again? That's going to cause another adjustment.
right.
You know what I mean? Like it
And
makes
what
sense,
happens if he goes out there and he sucks?
right?
The fans gonna be like, why is this guy out there at first base? He's a fucking traffic cone.
But on the flip side, if I'm Devers, he's not old,
No,
right? Who's he, 30? I think he's like 30. And I don't know who's giving him advice, but you know that third base is not a long term place for a guy that's, getting older, especially a good bat. So those good bats that play
20,
third or play,
28.
he's 28. So
Yeah.
those good bats that play third eventually end up as a DH or a first baseman. That's the road. So he knows he's going there anyway. So why not learn the position now? Because there's probably one more contract in his future, and it's only going to provide more value. You know, so why not be that guy? Like, yeah, you're showing you can be a DH. Well, now if you show you can be a first baseman, you're going to have a lot more value. But the thing is the stuff he said, which I agree with. I think the Red Sox have completely,
I think they butchered this whole
yeah, they butchered it.
situation.
From a communication standpoint, they completely butchered it.
Yeah, and now they're doubling down, saying like, "Oh, he's not a team guy."
Yeah, they
Well,
butchered
what?
the
Like,
whole
did you
thing.
guys say anything to this guy beforehand? Like the reports that come out, your GM and your head coach said, "No, we haven't had a conversation with Rafi at all about it." Like, what?
Yeah. So they had totally butchered it. I agree with you. But um, the stuff he's come back and said about the GM not doing his job or doesn't know how to do his job, and
Yeah, like spend some money and go get a first baseman or
yeah,
something.
right, right. I mean, all that stuff. Like it's like now we're at a position where we got to make a move. Like and it's not his fault. But I think Rafi needs to be rehomed. I think they need to trade for somebody
Well,
because
if they do that, I think word's gonna get around and like people are gonna start calling, texting Rafi, be like, like what happened? Like, here's what happened. They didn't say a fucking word to me. I
yeah.
pushed back a little bit. Then they fucking sold me to the highest fucking bidder. So if you're a free agent, do you want to go to that fucking situation?
Well, it's
No.
not a free. I mean, you can trade for somebody.
No, but I mean like free agents like coming in, like all this other shit, like potentially, like, no, I'm not going to Boston. Look what they just did to fucking Devers. Their
Well,
fucking franchise guy, their guy who's on every fucking commercial. See you later. He didn't
would
want
you
to play
trade him?
first base.
Would you trade him straight up for Freddie Freeman?
I love Freddie Freeman.
I would trade him straight up for him. And the Dodgers might take him.
Is the money the same?
I bet it's close.
I would, but I don't think that I don't think it erases like how the Red Sox butchered the situation.
No, I mean,
which I think that. But I think
Betts.
they're trying their damnedest to just put it all on Rafi. And I was Rafi. I'd be fucking bullshit too.
Yeah, he takes no blame for being mad. They completely butchered the situation. On the flip side, there's a lot of upside for him to learn the position.
But the interesting thing is like I'm not like the narrative you and I are talking about right now. I'm not hearing on sports talk radio at all. It's the guys who are on there. The callers are everybody is just nope. They're all pro Red Sox. Blah blah blah. He's not being a team guy. This that and the fucking other thing. Why would you not go out there and help your team? Like what?
Yeah. No, I mean baseball, especially the good players. You're a hired gun. You're a contractor. You know, so yeah, there's a whole team aspect and all that stuff. But if you're known, if you're a hitter, if you're Rafi Devers, and you can't hit all of a sudden, you're worthless.
Well, yeah, and then they started like comparing like other things, like look at Mookie Betts. He plays all over the diamond. Okay, Rafael Devers isn't Mookie Betts.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's a big guy that can hit the ball.
Yeah,
you know, he's an average third baseman, and he was below average and kind of worked himself into being.
Yeah, who else did they say? Oh, Bryce Harper went from the outfield to first base. Like, okay, Devers isn't Bryce Harper. You know what I mean?
No. I mean, I think Devers could do it. I'm on his side. The fact that now you want me to make another change. I mean, I went through hell. You saw what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it out. Now you want me to do it again. I'm probably going to have another adjustment period, which sucks. It's like you're putting me through hell. Like he even said it. He's like, I don't know what his deal. I'm talking about the GM. I don't know what his deal is for me, with me. It's like, why do you want to put me through hell all the time? You know,
I would be. I'd be really interested to see what the temperature gauge is reading in the clubhouse regarding this. Like, are the guys looking at it and be like, you're not a fucking team guy, or are some of the guys like, yeah, I know, do I get it? Like, that's kind of bullshit. Like, what they're fucking expected from you, or is it just not talked about? You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, they're going to talk amongst themselves when he's not around, I would assume.
Yeah.
It's different, though. These guys are like, they're professional baseball players first. You know what I mean? Their label is, I am a professional baseball player. It is a business. My job is, if you're Devers, my job is I'm a designated hitter for the Boston Red Sox. Right now, I was a third baseman. I wanted to be a third baseman
for the Boston. All of this because one person came to town, Alex Bregman.
Yeah, who's a better third baseman. I mean, he's a better option for the team to play third base.
Correct.
So I mean,
I think it would say so. Like I said, Bregman at the end of this year could walk.
This year? I thought it was 2 with an option for a third.
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
So let's say he walks end of next year, right?
Yeah.
Then what?
Well, I mean, you get these prospects, right? I mean, Marcelo Meyer. It's not a hard move to go from short to third if you want him to play third, or the other way around. You can move Story over to third. They have players. They have guys. As far as moving those guys to first base, like the prospects, no, not a good idea. Let them do their things. I mean, get them up here for sure. Like, the other thing is you got Matza, who can be a DH, a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even played. You know, and putting Devers on first would solve that problem. You know, now you got another DH sitting there ready to go.
Yeah, I just think he's in a. I think he's in kind of like a lose-lose situation. He's been treated like the redheaded stepchild.
He has. He has. He has. He's fired back and he's throwing people under the bus. So that's when it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's completely begins and ends with the Red Sox communication. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. But it's in a situation now where he's not being the company guy. He's not saying whatever you want need me to do. He's not doing that, which I don't blame him. But he's saying some other stuff coming back that, we might be at a breaking point, I think. I think that might be the case.
I mean, I see Devers' point too. It's like, your only option went down with an injury. Now he's out for the season. It's not like he's on the 10-day DL.
Right. Yeah, this is a permanent change. But from a baseball perspective, I think it's in Devers' best interest to learn the position and figure it out.
Well, I mean, they're I don't even know how. What are they in? 50 games, 60 games?
What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean?
Like into the season?
40
games?
Yeah.
And the Red Sox front office has known this has been an issue. You haven't done anything to correct said issue.
Right.
Still.
It was an issue last year when they got rid of Dahlbeck.
Yeah.
They brought the other guy in, who was pretty good. I forget his name, old guy. Yeah, they never addressed it. They never addressed first base, and they should have. I heard him talking today, and they had a good point. Like, in the offseason, they should have traded Casas, and they should have had a conversation with Devers about third base and Bregman. So, look, we're bringing in Bregman. He's playing third. We wanted a DH. Going into spring training, like way before.
The only thing I think that would help the Red Sox right now is if you sign Bregman to an extension. So you can say, hey, listen, he's not only here for 2 years, he's under contract for 6. You know what I mean? This is our long-term option at third base as of right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at least you do that. You're like, okay, like this is our plan. Now you can only worry, like you said, I just think Devers' time is coming to an end, which is shitty for him. I feel bad for him if that is the case.
Yeah. As far as when they signed him originally for that 10-year, $330 million contract, I was like, ooh, because he is Vladimir Guerrero, not the guy that's here now, but his father. He's Vlad Guerrero. He's a bad pitch hitter, and his mechanics are not great, but he's so good. He's got such great hand-eye. He's got such great hand-eye. He can hit, and you saw in the beginning of the year, he was off a little bit. His timing was off. And he was a mess. You know what I mean? So that's gonna happen eventually. So to commit 10 years to him, I thought was a stretch. I didn't think that was a good idea. So I think getting rid of him now that he's actually figured it out and he's starting to hit again might be the time to do it. Because I think when that wall comes, it's coming fast.
I'd be petty if I was Devers too, which is tough.
Yeah.
I'd be like, trade me, but trade me in a way that the fucking Red Sox are on the hook to fucking pay me.
Wow.
Just so I can stick it to him.
What does he give a shit? What does he give a shit? As long as the check's clear. Right? But no, he's got every right to be pissed. I don't blame him at all for being pissed, and I don't blame him at all for not wanting to move, because I think that the first transition was very difficult and he worked through it. Now they're asking him to do it again. I mean, it's kind of unnecessary, and it's as a result of the fact that the Red Sox were not prepared for this to happen. With a guy at first base who's been nothing but injury prone. You know?
Could you imagine if he goes out to LA and wins a World Series?
Yeah, I know. But still, like the fact that the Red Sox were not prepared for Casas to go down is a joke. It's terrible. Because Casas, if he's proved to be anything, it's unreliable. You know? He had a lot of upside, but
Freddie Freeman's fucking 35 years old.
I know. That'd be a good deal.
Trade a 28-year-old All-Star for a 35-year-old All-Star?
35-year-old MVP. But, I mean, you might get 2 or 3 years out of Freeman. Now you're off from under that contract, though, you know, with Devers. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. He's in the 4th year of a 6-year deal.
He's probably making a lot of money.
Six years, 162. 27 mil.
Yeah, Devers is getting 31. That's pretty
31.
close. It's a good deal, Dougie. It's a good deal. We get a great player. They get a great player with length on his contract. He's back with Mookie. That's a good deal.
Oh, could you imagine Devers and Mookie's just on the plane like, hey, buddy, I feel you.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there. They wanted, said fucking see you later and flip them the bird.
Yep. I don't know. It's a mess. And it's the only people they have to blame is themselves. It's not Devers' fault.
About... That's probably not for a while. July 31st trade deadline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot there. But obviously they'd want to see it work out, but no, they butchered it totally. They completely butchered it.
Yeah, and I mean, now if you plan on like the Red Sox, if you do plan on trading them, like, do you still trot them out at fucking first base and just have them suck?
Didn't they sign? They signed Rizzo, didn't they?
Who did?
Red Sox?
Oh, when?
I thought they signed Rizzo recently. Well, obviously within the last week.
What? No, he plays for the.
He wasn't playing.
He's on the Yankees.
I thought he wasn't playing. I thought he was
Wait, what?
Free agent.
Yeah, you're right. Red Sox are re-signing Anthony Rizzo. Then why the fuck is nobody talking about this?
Because he's a has-been. He's 100.
He can still play. He can still play first base.
I know. But how long is it going to take him to get into shape?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like those guys, like, they
plug and play.
Not plug and play, but it's like, if you probably do what you got to do to keep somewhat in shape for 2-3 years after retirement, and then you're like, all right, well,
he played last year. He got hurt. That's when they brought up that kid that Ricky coached. Remember, he was a catcher and he played first base. They brought him up. I forget his name. He was good though. I think he hit a home run first at bat.
Oh,
Ben something or
Nava?
No,
that's going back away.
Talking about the Yankees. Yankees first baseman last year. I think his name was Ben something. He's from I think he's from Duxbury. Yeah, he was a good player. He's a catcher. He's a catching prospect, but they brought him up and Rizzo got hurt. And they brought him up and he played a lot. He played well.
Ben Rice?
Ben Rice. Thank you. That's him. Yeah, he was a replacement for Rizzo, and then Rizzo came back for the playoffs last year.
Remember Daniel Nava?
Yeah.
First pitch he ever saw in the major leagues at Fenway Park. Fucking grand salami.
Yeah. Well, you know who did that? Lou Merloni.
Lou Merlone. All right. Well, we're at 43 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I think we hit some good topics. Get this out
Yep.
there. Get the viewers chatting a bit about it. But I think we're on the money. Go Celtics tomorrow. I feel good about them.
Must win.
I feel good about them because they're way better than the Knicks. All they got to do is be them. You know what I mean? Like, just be you, and you're gonna win. It's easy. The Knicks aren't doing anything, like you said. They're not doing anything to win. The Celtics are just not doing things to not win.
Letting the Celtics beat themselves, just letting them implode within.
Yeah, exactly. And then get them in a situation where the coach has got to, come up with something, and they got nothing.
100%.
Yeah, good. All right, Dougie.
All right, Coach.
Not Patriot Digest. See,
Episode
4 right?
In the books.
In the books. Have yourself a great weekend.
You as well, Coach.
Holy Pilgrim, early tomorrow.
Early tomorrow, 8 a.m.
All right. Take care.